I got a woo from somebody. I love it. I'm getting applause. I haven't actually done anything yet. We're going to be starting in 2 or 3 minutes, so if you're wanting to order food or drinks or go to the restroom or whatever it is you're going to do, then now's your chance to do it. Just as a matter of interest, how many people actually came tonight specifically to see the show? Excellent. And how many people just wandered in off the street to get a nice glass of wine and some tapas? 1. Oh, 2. Okay. All right. We'll be starting in 2 or 3 minutes. So get yourself comfy, get yourself something to eat and drink, and we'll be with you shortly. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 205 Vino. All right, nice to see so many people here tonight. I think you're going to have a fun time. We have 4 little separate acts this evening. We're going to take a break in between a couple of them. But first of all, I wanted to tell you a little bit about us as Portage Area Community Theatre, or PACT, because it's a lot easier to say. We were formed back in 1971, when I was still a babe. As the Portage Players, and now we're known as the Portage Area Community Theatre. A lot of our performances are held just up the road here in the Zona Theatre at Portage Centre for the Arts. But this year we've also been at Northwoods with the dinner theatre there, which was sold out, I'm pleased to say. We had Shakespeare in the Park a little while ago, and now here we're hosting with Jessica and Trish and their 2-man employees. Husbands or whatever they're called, at 205 Vino. Just a little bit, again, we've got some other shows coming up shortly. The first one is the Rocky Horror Show. You have some Rocky Horror fans here. Not in dress, I see. That's coming up in the middle of November, and we actually have some of the cast members here. We have Rocky. Jacob, who's a very Canadian Rocky. Somewhere we have Eddie. Where's Eddie? Stand up, Eddie. Britton Ray is Eddie. Riff Raff. Mr. Kinchy, stand and take a bow. Anyone else? Who have I forgotten? Our producer, stage manager, and Persian extraordinaire, Bev. And we do have some of the board members of PACT here as well this evening. Our Vice President, Darren Antonovich on camera. Our Secretary, Doreen Viking. Our Webmaster, John, where are you hiding? Oh, there you are. Greg, another member. And hiding behind the door is our president, is also here, and Cheryl. I almost forgot. Sorry. We'd like to also thank Bob Viking this evening for lending us some of his lighting equipment to just enhance the performance. Sorry, prompt from the lighting man. Tickets for Rocky will be available very soon, won't they, Mr. Person? Yes, but we're not too sure exactly when. Hopefully next week. And if you actually come to see the show and then afterwards come back to the wine bar to meet the cast, you can actually use your ticket to get cheaper drinks. So, good reason to come to the show. You can get drunk cheaper. Okay, also I'd like to introduce this evening some of the people who are actually... We've tried to have a mixture of locally written material and some other commercial material. One of the sketches tonight, the second one, Sour Grapes, is written by a local person, Ben Bromley, who is here somewhere. I can't see in the dark. Hello, Ben. We also have All in an Email, which is written by Rhonda Seibecker, who's... Where are you, Rhonda? I can see an arm waving. Rhonda has also just had her first book published. I'm very pleased to say. Congratulations on that. That will be available shortly. And in the very first sketch we have Laura Kokonelski. It's taken me weeks to get that pronunciation right. Laura Kokonelski, who's also had some books published as well. So we have a very creative crowd in this Portage area. So I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I'm going to give the stage area over to people who can actually act. So I Think, You Think, I Love You by Kelly Younger, performed by Laura Kokonelski and Eric Weiss.
Hi,
Look, I'm really not in the mood, so let's just get this over with.
Oh, is this not a...
No, it's fine. I mean, it's not, but it is. I just got back from kind of a hike with my mother. Well, not with her, but with her. You know, her ashes.
Oh?
She died 4 months ago. No, 5. God, has it already been 5 months? Yes, that's right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why, did you kill her?
What? God, oh my God, no, I just meant that...
I know, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I'm in a mood, you know. But it's what she wanted. Not to die, of course, but to hike. Once it got her, leukemia. That's what it ended up being, even though it didn't start out like that. Well, of course it did, but... See, the doctor first said leukemia, and then we were all like, oh my God, and she went through all this chemo, like a year of it. And then all of a sudden we couldn't find any trace of it. So we thought, well, maybe she never had it to begin with, and that's why there's no trace of it. You know how that happens sometimes when they misdiagnose and suddenly there's no trace of it? God, I swear I'd never be one of those annoying people that does bunny ears. But once we thought she maybe never had it, she up and dies. And after we had the bone marrow test, and my sister turned out to be the perfect match, and she thought it was this huge conspiracy against her. Like, of course, she would be the perfect match, because Mom and I were always a perfect match. So the one time she and Mom got along is because Mom wants to suck the marrow out of her bones, literally. So I finally convinced her to do it, and then she was relieved to find out that she didn't have to, but then it turned out she did in fact have traces of it. It was just hiding. And once it came out of hiding, it just jumped out and said, I'm back, I'm moving in, bought, sold, and furnished, home sweet home in my mother's body, and then that was that.
And, are you sure this isn't some...
An exaggeration? Are you kidding? My sister, after all this, crowns herself the keeper of the ashes. That's what she starts calling herself, the keeper of the ashes. Like she's some knight of the round table, chivalrously guarding both sets of ashes.
Both?
Her cat, Henry, the one that died 3 weeks before Mom, she had it cremated too.
You can cremate a...
You can cremate anything. But this cat, Henry, takes on epic proportions. It's no ordinary cat, no. It's this cat she found in the parking lot where she works, femur, or what do you call a wild cat?
A feral?
That's it, this feral cat that lives in the parking lot where she works. She starts feeding this thing, and of course she has to name it, names it Henry, so she starts feeding this thing 2-3 times a day for 3 years. Until finally, one day she gets transferred across town, and she still feeds the thing 2-3 times a day for 5 years. Can you believe that? To leave on your lunch break to feed a feral cat named Henry at your old job where they transferred you in the first place to get rid of you. And someday she would even have Mom do it for her when she had a meeting or something, if you can believe that. Until one day she finally caught it in a cage and brought it home, and she already has 4 cats at home. She's one of those women, you know, with a lot of cats. Then Henry flips out, and then the other cats flip out because he's feral and they're not. And then they start acting feral and peeing all over the carpet because they're upset that Lauren brought home the stray. So she has to keep Henry locked up in a cage in the kitchen, and she never takes the thing out. And she sees nothing wrong with this. So now her whole apartment smells like cat urine, and she thinks it's all in my head, and I'm criticizing her, which of course I am, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm more of a dog person, actually.
And then when Henry dies, she still won't tell me how. I think the other cats got together and poisoned him. She had him cremated. So that's why she's the most qualified to be the keeper of the ashes for Mom, because she already did the same for Henry. And here's where it gets weird.
Here.
She's having these tea parties and things with Henry and Mom. Like, I came over the other day with a map to plan the hike, and she was in full conversation pouring imaginary tea in these cups to these 2 urns. I mean, one was a bigger one, my mother's, but she also has this little 5-pound marble box with Henry in it. I flip out and start laughing, not screaming, but laughing, because it was so absurd. But then she flips out and starts screaming, and that's when I find out she's doing all these weird things with the ashes. She takes them on errands with her, like fastening their seatbelts and everything, to the grocery store, the dry cleaners. She's sleeping with them. Can you believe that? I mean, look, I get it. Mom and Henry are dead. I miss Mom too, not Henry, but I'm not about to sleep with her ashes. So I demand we do this hike, like ASAP, because that's what Mom wanted, to go to Castle Rock and have her ashes spread. That's where we went to girls' camp. Even Mom, when she was a girl, it was this big rock where some Indian maiden threw herself off of when she didn't see her hunky warrior coming back from the hunt or something. But of course, Lauren refuses to go hiking. She doesn't want Mom's ashes spread anywhere she can't visit.
Why can't she go to
Exactly! Lauren is a wimp. Every year we had this amazing hike to Castle Rock, but she would always chicken out saying, I have blisters, it's too far, I'm allergic to high altitude, or whatever. So she's not only refusing to go on the hike, but refusing to give me Mom's ashes. So after going around and around for days, she finally agrees to give me the ashes, but on one condition.
What was the condition?
Henry. Can you believe it? She wants me to spread Henry's ashes with Mom's? That's what Mom would want, she says. She really thinks Mom wants her ashes mixed with a parking lot cat named Henry. So I say fine, thinking I just have to get Mom out of there and up to the mountain. And what was supposed to be this beautiful moment, 2 sisters, sad daughters saying goodbye to their mother together, has turned into a solo hike with 2 urns on my back, one my mother and one a cat.
I don't know what to say. Well, that's awful.
No, what's awful is what I did. See, I got my gear on and I'm ready to go, and I realized that extra 5 pounds that's now Henry is too much to carry. Break the camel's back and all that. So I left him in the car since I figured Lauren will never find out, and just took off with Mom, just the 2 of us. And I hike, past the old girls' camp, past the lake, the one where they filmed The Parent Trap. You remember that movie with the twins and all the antics and confusion? Not the newer one with that freakishly skinny girl, but the one from the 60s with that freakishly homely girl who looked like Anthony Michael Hall in Breakfast Club. And the editing was so bad you could totally see the split screen trying to pretend one kid was a twin, remember? Anyway, that's where they filmed it, so I'm hiking up this mountain, and it's totally clear the day, you know, like you can look over and see the cloud layer. Well, I guess it's the smog layer of San Bernardino, but where I am, where we are, is fresh and dry and thin. And after about 4 hours, it used to only take 3 when I was a kid, but that's because, well, actually, I don't know why that is, it just was. So I get to the top of this huge rock. It's like 30 feet up, and there's this huge flat area on top where you can look out over the whole mountain and Big Bear Lake and everything. And so I do my thing, you know what I came to do. I took out Mom's ashes. I recited a line from Shakespeare. Othello, she liked that play. Actually, no, I don't think she ever saw it. Or even read it. God, what am I thinking about? I've never read it. I searched and searched for the perfect quote or poem or song or something to say at the moment, but I couldn't really think of anything. So I just opened a book of Shakespeare plays. He's supposed to be the best, right? And I just dropped my finger down in a play, and it was Othello. So that's what I memorized, and that's what I said. And then I said, goodbye, Mom, and tossed her ashes into the air. And by air, of course, I mean wind. And by wind, I mean the wind blowing at me where I'm standing. I'm sorry, but I never paid paying much attention to those old sailor movies that say never spit into the wind, because sure enough, Mom blows right out and back at me. And by back at me, of course I mean my face. And by my face, of course I mean in my nose and mouth. So of course my face is all wet and sticky, and Mom sticks to my face, and I inhale with horror, and down she goes. I mean, not all of it or her, but just enough, just enough to be absolutely horrified that I've just swallowed my mother, which I'm sure to be a beautiful metaphor for my mom living inside me and all that sentimental bull, but really all I can think is that my mother tastes like charcoal. So I'm pouring water out of my canteen and on my face and in my nose and mouth, and I'm stumbling all over the top of this rock, thinking I'm either going straight to hell for cannibalizing my mother, or I'm going straight over the side of this rock like that Indian maiden who couldn't live without her lover.
Oh.
It's okay, you can laugh.
Well, I wasn't going to.
No, it's okay. Totally absurd day.
Wait, all of this happened today?
Yeah.
And you're sure that you still want to...
Wait, I forgot about the cat.
The cat?
This is where it gets worse.
It gets worse?
It always gets worse, doesn't it? So when I get back to the car, I took Henry out of the glove compartment. That's where I put him because I didn't want the sun to shine through the car and burn him or something, which is ridiculous because he's in a box. He's already burned. So I take him out and I go across the road and I dump him near a tree. And then here's the worst part. I took a picture of it, or him, all spread out there, but I had to get him real close with the camera so you couldn't see the car or anything in the background. So I have to convince Lauren that he was dumped near the rock, which by now is a 4-hour hike away and nowhere near my mother's remains.
Well, what are you going to do when you give her the picture?
I'll tell her the truth, of course. That Mom and Henry are together forever. Departed mother and feral cat, atop Castle Rock, Big Bear Mountain, California, United States of America. So, what do you think?
About what? The cat?
No, the house.
Oh, it's very nice.
1930s Tudor style. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, formal living room, quaint dining room, remodeled kitchen with solid cherry shaker cabinets. Upgrades include Anderson double-pane wood windows, French doors, designer and faux paint, hardwood floors, 4-stair heating, large backyard with automatic sprinkler system, and good school district. Lovers of vintage homes won't want to miss this one.
I see.
Well, do you want to look?
At what?
The house?
Well, sure, I guess. Do you want me to?
Well, the sign does say do not disturb occupant, but how else are you going to know?
Know what?
If you want to buy it.
Your house?
No, it's my mother's. I can't afford to keep it.
But I already have a house. I mean, a condo.
Investment property, then.
No, I live there.
But you want something else?
No.
Oh, you're a realtor. I'm sorry, that makes sense. So, what is your client looking for? Because to be honest, this place is a dump. I mean, the plumbing isn't really copper, just painted that way. The it's really just a closet I shoved an old futon into. And the school district is crap. Trust me, I went to school here.
I am not a realtor. I own a used bookstore. Maybe I have the wrong address or something. You're Branwyn, right?
Yes, Winnie. I go by Winnie. Wait, who are you?
Mark.
Mark.
Mark? Patrick's friend. He's setting us up.
Oh my God!
We were going to go to dinner, and then that night a 10-minute play.
Oh my God, that's tonight?
Well, I think so. I'm pretty sure. I got the tickets for the night.
I just made a complete... Oh, I can't even look at you.
Oh, I know. I'm colorblind, and they don't make adult Garanimals.
No. You look great, but you have to go.
But I really want to.
Go, please, just go.
But why?
I'm too humiliated. Let's just pretend none of this ever happened.
Oh, but I can't go through all of this again. I'm too nervous. What with the dressing up and the talking, I just...
Please go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. God, Winnie, you are such a fool.
No, you're not. You're just fine.
No, just please go, please.
But I still want to go.
No buts. Trust me, I'm doing you a favor. You want nothing to do with me.
But yes, I do.
It kind of does sound like you.
Shut up.
Hi, I'm Mark. Patrick's friend? I'd like to take you to dinner.
Branwyn. Call me Winnie.
I know. I've heard a lot about you.
And that was actually a true story, by the way. Of course, it helps if I turn the volume up. All in an email written by Rhonda Sybecker. Where are you, Rhonda? There we are. The playwright is here. I'm so excited.
Dear Mother, no to the royal pain in my... Nope, just Mom. In response to your constant nagging questions and recent let's fix up the desperate daughter attempt, no, delete that. How about, listen, lady? No. Mom, here's the deal. I am not seeing anyone right now, and I'm okay with that. I do not always need a man in my life. I'm doing just fine. I have a job I love and wonderful friends, and I'm only 23, so there is plenty of time, and I... Scratch the whole thing. She won't pay attention to it anyway. Mom, although I appreciate your attempts to introduce me to every available man between the ages of 18 and 29 in the tri-state area... Delete, delete, delete. Mom, I really don't want to meet Jerry, the son of the guy who does your dry cleaning. I really don't want... Mom, thanks for the dinner invite. See you Friday night. Love, Tiffany. Send.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with Sour Grapes. During that first sketch, so in case you wandered in off the street and wondered what on earth was going on, we are Portage Area Community Theatre, and we'll be here for the next hour or so performing, hopefully, some humorous sketches. We also have in the audience tonight our new mayor of Portage, Mr. Bill Tierney. And I think, Bill, where are you? You want to give us a couple of minutes, sir? Walk this way. Thank you. You want to say a couple of words of greeting?
Absolutely. You know, they often say there's nothing to do in Portage. Well, come on, we know better than that, don't we? And what a great day to have the PACT folks here. And truly do support them up at the Portage Center for the Arts. They do a lot of wonderful things. The whole center does a lot of wonderful things. So I'm sure they appreciate you coming out tonight. And there'll be a lot of performances throughout the course of the year. And we're going to keep doing a lot of good things in Portage. So thanks for coming out tonight and have a good time. Great first act.
Thank you. Bill doesn't know that he's doing walk-on part in Rocky Horror Show. The bit that's really going to freak him out is the fact he's got to wear ladies' underwear. But... Oh, you like that idea? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go on to the next part of the evening. And performed and written by one of the performers, is actually the gentleman who wrote it, Ben Bromley. This is something that we don't have here in the wine bar, sour grapes.
Can't believe you're doing this.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't do this. Don't make an ugly scene. It's unappetizing.
What is it? Why him and not me?
This has nothing to do with you. It's about us. You and I have gotten stale. He and I make a great combination.
Since when aren't we a great combination? Nobody goes together the way we do.
Oh, I wish I still felt that way.
This cannot be happening.
Oh, Jay. Come on. Don't do this. It just isn't the same anymore. Not for me.
What changed, huh? I ain't changed. Maybe you changed.
Maybe I did.
Now you want something different?
Yes.
Something better?
Oh, Jay. This isn't healthy. You and I are not healthy. Not for each other or for anyone else.
What could be better than what we had, huh? What is it about this guy? Is he what? What, is he sweeter than me? There's no way he's sweeter than me.
Well, actually,
Oh, you can't be serious. God, how can he be sweeter than me?
it just is, okay, Jay? Come on, don't do this to yourself.
Listen, the reason we've been a perfect couple since day one is I'm sweet and you're smooth. Come on, baby.
Jay, look, I know we were great together, but we've run our course. I'm moving on.
Something better.
Just something different.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Okay, fine. Just something better. Sorry.
At least I'm getting some honesty. So, what is it about this guy? Not as much fat?
Actually, more.
Not as salty?
Actually, saltier.
A little lower cholesterol?
Higher. Not about as high as mine.
So what gives?
It's just a matter of taste, Jay. Look, I know you and I were great together, but this new guy takes things to an entirely different level. We were meant to be together. Look, he's going to be here any minute to pick me up. I'm sorry, but this is over.
How can you not want what I have to offer? The high fructose corn syrup. The citric acid. I'm 0 grams of fat per serving, baby. I'm only 50 calories a pop. And you miss 190 calories, miss 150 milligrams of sodium. You have the gall to leave me.
Jay.
And how long has it been going on with you and this sugar daddy?
Well, everything changed with the advent of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Reese's Pieces. They're irresistible. Just ask me tea. Jay, look, you and I have been a great team for a long time, but this guy, ever since the first time I got together with him, I knew it was not right. You and I were good, but he and I were great. I'm sorry, but I'm leaving you for him.
Fine. You take your saturated fat bus, you wave. I don't need you. Or your 20% niacin. Or your 2 grams of dietary fiber. offer.
Hey, baby. You ready to go?
Yeah. Oh, this is Jelly, the one I was telling you about. J for short. This is Chocolate. Oh. Bye.
You leaving me for this guy? You said you were lactose intolerant.
You're never going to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich again without thinking of that sketch, are you?
Slight technical hitch. Talk amongst yourself for a moment.
How about them Reese's peanut butter cups?
Boy who works at Starbucks, who is very inspirational. He is very inspirational because of many things. I come in at 8:11 and he smiles and says, "How are you?" And when he smiles and says, "How are you?" I could swear my heart grows wings. So today at 8:11, I decided I should meet him. I decided I should meet him in a proper formal way. So today at 8:11, when he smiled and said, "How are you?" I said, "Fine, and my name's Lily." And he softly answered, "Hey." I said, "Hi, my name is Lily, and thank you for the extra phone." And he said his name was Jacob, which provides the inspiration for this poem. Jacob, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Jacob, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. So I decided to get the nerve up to recite this poem musical. He would like the fact that it's musical because he plays guitar. Cause today at 8:11, Jacob told me he was playing in a band down at the village in the basement of a bar. And then I watched him flip the lever to prepare my double latte. But for me, he made it triple and he didn't think I knew. But I watched him flip the lever, and for me he made it triple. And I knew this triple latte meant that Jacob loved me too. I said, "What time are you playing? And thank you for the extra skin." And he said, "Keep the $3.55 because this triple latte was on him." Jacob, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Jacob, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. I used to be the kind of girl who'd run when love rushed toward her. But finally a voice whispered, "Love can be yours if you step up to that counter could be so caffeinated. Jacob the latte boy. I love him, I love him, I love him. I love him, I love him. I love him.
Jerry, although you are a really nice guy, and I appreciate the 15% dry cleaning discount you offered my entire family, I don't think I can go out with you at this time. No, too cold. Start over. It's not you, it's me. No. Jerry, sorry, but I'm not looking for a boyfriend. Delete that. I mean, I'm not looking for one, but if a boyfriend happens to fall into my lap, who am I to argue? It's fate, right? But Jerry, he's just... Jerry. And besides, that would make my mother right. Is that possible? Jerry, it was nice meeting you, and yes, I would love to go out with you. Love, Tiffany. Oh, delete. Oh no. I hit send? Love, Tiffany? What have I done?
Oh dear. These are way too close to home, some of these sketches. We're halfway through the evening, so we're going to take another break for about 10 minutes or so. So stock up on beer, wine, food, whatever it is you have to do. Use the restrooms. Just whatever you do, do not leave. More to come. And tragic part of the evening. Everything's been fairly humorous up till now, and I hate to change the whole mood of the evening, but this is a rather tragic tale about a lion and a young man called Albert, written by Margaret Edgar. This is an old Victorian musical monologue, and I will try and do it justice this evening. It's set in a seaside town in the northwest of England called Blackpool, which is a little bit like Wisconsin Dells by the sea. There's a famous seaside town called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun. And Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. A grand little lad was young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite a swell. He'd a stick with an horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworth could sell. Now they didn't think much of the ocean, the waves, they were fiddling and small. There were no wrecks, and nobody drowned it. In fact, nothing to laugh at all. So seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo, where the lions and tigers and camels and cold beer and sandwiches too. Now, there were one great big lion, work with me here, there were one great big lion called Wallace. His face were all covered in scars, and he lay in a somnolent posture with the side of his face on the bars. Now Albert, he'd heard about lions, how they were ferocious and wild, and to see Wallace lying so peaceful, well, it just didn't seem right to the child. So straightway the brave little fella, not showing a morsel of fear, took his stick with the horse's head handle and shoved it in Wallace's ear. Well, you could see the lion didn't like it, but giving a kind of a roll, he pulled Albert inside the cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Now Pa, who had seen the occurrence and didn't know what to do next, said, "Mother, yon lion's at Albert." The mother said, "I am vexed." Now, Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly, when all's said and done, complained to the animal keeper that the lion had eaten their son. Well, the keeper was quite nice about it. He said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you sure it's your lad he's eaten?" Pa said, "Am I sure? There's his cat." Well, the manager had to be sent for. He came and he said, "What's to do?" Pa said, "Yon lion's at Albert, and him in his Sunday clothes too." And mother said, "That's right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat Albert, and after we've paid to come in." Well, the manager wanted no trouble. He took out his purse. He took out his purse right away. He said, "How much to settle the matter?" Pa said, "What do you usually pay?" But mother had got a bit awkward when she thought where her Albert had gone. She said, "No, someone's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. So round they went to the police station in front of the magistrate chap. And they told him what happened to Albert and proved it by showing his cap. Well, the magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he hoped Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom would have further sons to their name. Well, at that, mother got proper blazing. "And thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What, waste all our lives raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me."
Recycling.
Oh,
That's the cast back.
yeah, exactly. Dority's back there.
That's Haynes with one last.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. technical delay vision.
Hi.
Hey! Super. So how y'all doing tonight? So glad we have a big turnout. I'm really glad you guys all came in to support us. You guys are troopers. Love it. Love it. Oh, sorry. Can you start over? There's a girl who comes to Starbucks, and I think she has a crush on me. No, I know she has a crush on me. That's too big to ignore. She comes in here every morning at exactly 8:11. When the clock strikes 8:11, she comes right through the door. And then one fateful Monday morning, as she made her usual entrance, I could tell that she was nervous and she had something to say. And as I slowly flipped the lever to prepare her double latte, she said her name was Lily, and I came back with a, hey? And I said, my name's Jacob, and here's a little extra foam. As she left, I cleaned her table, and I found a folded napkin with this poem. Jacob, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Jacob, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. So I should have got my nerve up to tell her I wasn't interested, but clearly she was interested, and it got out of hand. Cause before I found her poem, we had had this conversation. I had told her I was playing in the village with my band. And when I arrived there Friday evening to our gig in Arthur's basement, I saw Lily in the front row, and I heard her scream my name. Then my friend said, man, she's crazy. She's been here since 7:30. And she said that she's your girlfriend, and she's really glad she came. And then when our gig was over, she followed me the whole way home. As I ran to try and lose her, I composed another version of her poem. Lily, the stalker chick, you're a psycho and you're sick. Oh, Lily, the stalker chick, you scare me, you scare me, you scare me. I used to be the kind of guy who never was rude or doubted. But now I've got this lunatic freak in my life. Every night at my window, she's shouting, Jacob, the latte boy, go away, I'm not your toy. Oh, Jacob, the latte boy, is calling the police. Many a girl has let me court her, but I never needed a restraining order. Lily, come find me now. I'm transferring to a new Starbucks. There's 20 on each block. So good luck. Do you stand outside the window? Really?
Dear Jerry, is it that. Hey, baby! No. Remember what happened last time? Carefully delete that. Just, Jerry, thank you for the invitation to the dry cleaner's ball. I am really looking forward to it. Actually, I am really looking forward to it. Huh. So, what do I wear to this? I'm assuming something starched?
Look, guys, it's the water.
Oh, it is from Hog. Nice.
It's the water from home.
The water. It's the ooze.
It's the water. Yes.
Tell some corny jokes.
2, 0.
What was that?
I haven't slept for 10 days because that would be too long.
I see what you did. Fish puns, fish pudding.
You know, one time I lobster, but then I floundered.
You're grilling me back. So many fish puns.
Those are all really fishy. I hope you know that.
Hey, or it's worth a pin.
Hey, if you think of any more, let me know.
Okay. That's a good one.
Barry! Barry? Barry! I see you down there.
Hi, Marjorie.
Where have you been?
Just floating around.
Everyone in the swamp is asking about you.
I just needed a little time alone.
You're not spawning by yourself again, are you?
That's just rumor.
Well, you do spend a lot of time by yourself.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
We're primordial creatures with brains the size of peas. What's there to think about?
You'd be surprised.
Were you thinking about me?
No.
Your brain's smaller than you think.
Marjorie, can I trust you?
Cross my heart and hope to dive. happened to your fins?
I don't know.
Did they get ripped on some coral?
No!
Did you get into a fight with the swordfish?
No, they've been like this for years.
I never saw them before.
I always kept them covered by prosthetic fins.
You mean all those times we swam by the lily pads at sunset and you put your fin around me? It was covering those?
Yes.
Oh, Barry, you poor. You know, I know a sturgeon who can sew them up.
No, I don't want them sewn up.
Don't you want to get them fixed?
I used to want to get them fixed, but now I think it's evolution.
That's just a theory, Barry.
No.
Evolution's just a fancy name for being different.
Look, I can do great things with these.
Well, that should help you pick up the babes at the sandbar.
They're very versatile. Ow!
I think you should get them fixed. What do you call them anyway?
I call them fingers.
Why?
Well, they're part fin and part grrr. Why, with these, I can grab and I can hunt, and why all kinds of animals and vegetables will become finger food.
You need help.
Jealous.
Shredded fin freak.
I am not.
Nobody in my family has fingers. Nobody else in your family has fingers. Nobody I know wants fingers.
I can do great things with these.
Like what?
Crawl.
So can a crayfish, a big deal.
On land.
Great. So every few minutes you'll have to crawl back to the swamp and get some oxygen.
Guess again.
What do you mean, guess again?
I can breathe. Air. Impressive, huh? Marjorie?
You always have to be different.
I didn't ask to be this way. Why, I think it's part of a grand design.
You know, I could stick some bamboo shoots on my fins and pretend like they're fingers.
Go ahead.
But I won't. And do you know why?
Why?
Because they're stupid.
No, they
That's
are
why.
not. They are not.
They're no good for swimming.
I can beat you across the water.
As long as you can stop every 5 feet to poke yourself in the eye.
I'll race you across the swamp right now.
Fingers open.
Fingers open.
You're on.
On your mark. Get set. Go. Oh, you're supposed to steer with these stupid things.
Having a little problem with the extremities.
Bubble blower.
Mouth breather.
I didn't ask to be amphibious. Why, it's not like it was a lifestyle choice.
I'm sorry.
You know how many times I've been afraid that these things that I cover them up with would fall off. And everybody's going to point at me and say, look at the dude with the tiny protrusions.
They're kind of cute. And I think most creatures in the swamp are a lot more sensitive since the Swamp Council passed the Aquarians with Disabilities Act. And it's okay with me if you're a mouther, just as long as you don't lose your gill skills.
Marjorie,
What is it?
I don't belong here anymore.
Sure you do.
No, I belong over there.
Sure. The kelp is always greener in the other swamp.
No, over there on land.
But Barry, it's so dry.
I don't care.
You'll prematurely wrinkle.
I'll take that risk.
But what about us? The sunsets by the lily pads, the puckering beneath the surface.
That was all great.
I suppose you've evolved beyond our relationship.
Oh, Marjorie, if I don't try crawling on land, I'm going to feel like I never reached my potential.
My dad said, living up to one's potential is for creatures without social skills.
Come with me.
I can't.
It'll be great. Why, I can forage and hunt for food and, why, you can stay in the cave and cook it.
You make evolution sound so attractive.
Come with me.
But I'm aquatic.
We'll evolve.
And how am I supposed
Well, just try.
Okay. I'm evolving. Hey, look, I have knuckles. Oh, no. They're just warts. I suppose you'll only be happy now with a fingered female.
Well, I suppose I do want a partner that'll give me evolved offspring.
And what am I, chopped herring?
Marjorie, you don't understand. I have such an urge to run and jump and climb. Why, maybe someday, because of evolution, my great-great-great-grandchildren will walk upright.
My dad once told me if I evolved, he'd eat me. What?
I'm gonna miss you so much.
Then don't go.
I have to.
You're never satisfied.
That's not true.
Like the time you said the swamp was half murky? Well, I think it's half clear. I thought we had something special.
We do.
You once told me that my eyes were so pretty, it was a shame you usually only saw them one at a time.
You called me a freak.
I didn't mean it.
Well, I am a freak. And if I am a freak, why, I'm gonna have to get used to it and just deal with it and accept it.
Why can't you be happy with a nice Finnish gal like me?
Marjorie, take a leap of breath and come with me. Marjorie?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Marjorie, stop crying. You're making the swamp all salty.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna miss you more than all the bubbles in the swamp.
I've had fantasies of you swimming over my eggs.
I'm gonna miss you more than all the sparkly things in the sky.
Please stay.
Marjorie, if I stay, I'll not only have to forget that I have fingers, I'm gonna have to forget that I have dreams.
My dad once said that dreams were for creatures who refuse to wake up. I think my dad would like to become extinct.
Marjorie, don't you want to come with me?
Of course I want to, but it's not my nature. Use them well.
I'll do my best.
Can I watch you go?
It won't be too hard for you.
I'm stronger than you think. I might even be stronger than I think. Here, let me help you. Behind every evolving creature, there's always a female giving him a shove.
Mom, yes, Jerry and I will be over for dinner Sunday night. And yes, you were right. There is absolutely nothing wrong with dating the son of a dry cleaner who hopes to have his own dry cleaning business someday, and who is actually kind of hot when he takes his glasses off. And no, just thanks, Mom. See you Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our last act of the evening. Let me just try and Let's have just everybody take one last bow if you can. Our thanks to 205 Vino for hosting us this evening. I hope you had fun, guys, and I hope everybody got well served with all the interruptions that were going on. Again, let me just remind you, Rocky Horror Show is taking place in November. That is an adult show, not suitable for youngsters, so please bear that in mind. But tickets will be going on sale shortly. For you Rocky Horror fans who've seen the movie, you'll know exactly what it's about. If you haven't seen it, watch the movie, come see the show. It's very interactive. It's a very fun show. Starts on November the 17th, I think that weekend and the following weekend. Details again on our website, pactwi.org. PACTWI.org. And again, on behalf of everybody here this evening, thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Yep. Again, we will be around to answer questions, to chat. If you want to talk to members of the cast, I'm sure they're going to be here to chat with you. And many thanks to Rhonda again for writing the All in an Email sketch. And to Ben Bromley, if he's still here, for writing
Thank you so much for coming.
the sour grapes. I love that peanut butter sketch. Thanks very much.
Awesome.